Welcome to Golf Fundamentals, Setup, and Dynamic Balance. In this training video, we'll cover ball position, posture, weight distribution, and dynamic balance, essential principles every golfer needs for a consistent and powerful swing. Let's begin with ball position, forward or back. Ball position may not seem very important as long as it is located between the player's feet. However, every time it is adjusted, a player must make compensating motions to achieve the correct impact position for path, face position, and centeredness of contact. The USGA's Iron Byron, the mechanical swing machine, will experience significant difficulty with an adjusted ball position. A ball located 3 inches forward will produce nothing but grounders, and one that is 2 inches toward the toe will scatter the crowds on the right with squibbers in that direction. There is no perfect position, but the ball should be placed just before the player's lowest point of the club head during the forward swing arc. As seen here, where a chunky shot occurs due to the club head bottoming out way too early before making contact, hitting down on the ball first. Factors that influence the exact position include lateral weight shift, flexibility, balance, physique, and type of swing. There are 2 basic schools of thought on ball position. The first is a constant or fixed ball position, where only the trailing foot moves further away and the ball stays in the exact same position relative to the lead foot. This will also move the swing center and center of body rotation further from the leading foot. The second is a variable ball position, where the driver starts out on the leading heel, then moves 2 inches back for long irons, and slides up to 4 inches back for the shorter irons. There is no consensus among top teachers as to which method is better. Just pick one and stick with it. Now let's discuss ball position, near or far. Body structure, posture, club length, and swing style will all have some effect on the distance the player stands from the ball. For example, a tall, angular player will be able to stand closer to the ball than a bulky person. The search for the correct ball position will allow a player to make a powerful swing while remaining in balance. A common problem with most players is the wrong shaft lean at address, meaning the angle of the shaft has to point through the edge of the front shoulder, somewhere between the forward ear. The club shaft should be approximately 90 degrees to the spine angle, because the player should be balanced and should not have to search for the golf ball by reaching out or pulling in during the swing. Next, posture, balance, and active readiness. Tension can disrupt the motion of a golf swing, but a totally relaxed state will not allow the player to be successful either. Firm, but not rigid. That is the best way to describe the look of a player in correct posture. The athletically ready position features the chin up to allow the shoulders to rotate freely. The back is not stiff. The arms are extended but not rigid, and the grip is firm but not tight. The legs and feet are braced and ready to move, with the lower body fully prepared to support the motion of the swing. The upper body is more relaxed as it coils around the supporting base and flows freely back through the impact area. This balance between a ready lower body and a relaxed upper body is essential to an effective golf swing. Now let's cover weight distribution. This refers to the distribution of weight in the feet of the player, allowing balance in both the setup and in the dynamic motion of the swing. The weight will shift toward the trailing heel on the backswing and toward the leading heel on the downswing. The width of a player's stance will also affect the leading to trailing weight distribution. With too wide of a stance, the rotations of both the lower body and shoulders are restricted, and transfer of weight becomes more difficult. The main item to remember is that the width of the stance should not reduce the player's ability to make the turn or weight transfer required in a full swing. Finally, let's discuss dynamic balance. Dynamic balance involves the appropriate transfer of weight during the actual swing while maintaining body control at all times. It is a critical factor in both the backswing and the downswing, leading to good impact. Consider all striking or throwing motions in sports. The greatest amount of power is generated when the motion is directed toward the target by transferring the weight from the trailing foot to the leading foot, whether throwing a baseball or football, putting the shot, or throwing a punch in boxing. Using the legs to develop proper dynamic balance serves three key functions in the golf swing. First, it provides a solid platform for the rotational motion of the body. Second, it provides additional power to the total motion. Third, it puts the body and the club into the correct position to apply the proper amount and direction of force to the golf ball. Regarding common movements, the trailing knee is always flexed and is never rolled outside of the foot. The upper body will coil just inside the braced trailing leg, with motion on the backswing staying inside the parameters of the trailing foot, limiting also the sway effect of the trailing hip. A common mistake is for the player to try to keep the head too still or too far over the ball, creating a tilt in the upper body toward the target. This is known as the reverse pivot during the backswing, and it must be avoided. Thank you for watching Golf Fundamentals, Setup and Dynamic Balance. Please contact Jeff Hilwig with your thoughts and any questions concerning setup and dynamic balance. And be sure to keep an eye out for the other Golf Fundamentals videos in the series containing 12 episodes.